Well, good morning YouTubers. Welcome back to the David Swordplay channel. So this is the 2022 or 21 Africa Twin Adventure Sports, which we're taking out today. Really nice motorcycles, got loaded up with accessories obviously, because they want to sell you stuff. But thank you to Blackpool Honda for allowing me to use the bike for a couple of hours. Hey, here we go then. Now this is a taller bike than my standard Africa Twin, yet they've narrowed the around the seat area, though you've got the massive 24 litre tank on this Adventure Sport. But it makes getting on and off easier, and I can actually flat foot this bike with the seat in their low position, I think it is at the moment. So we've got this massive buttons, up and down home button, hazard warnings, flappy paddles for the gear change, all on the left hand handle here, and it would take quite a bit of learning, although the good thing is the screen, TFT screen, is actually touch screen, so you can change stuff. Electronic suspension on this model, it's set in the tour mode at the moment, and it runs smooth. Suspension feels a little bit firmer than my standard Africa Twin, but it's nothing that's unpleasant. It's a really nice place to sit. You've got the big tank for a bit of wind protection. The screen is adjustable. We'll have a go at adjusting that later on. But it's in the nice tricolour blue, white and red with a beautiful gold spoked tubeless wheels on it. And it's got about 6, maybe 8 more horsepower than my 2017 Africa Twin. But it's certainly not lacking in the go department. I mean, if you crack open the throttle and it gets along. So yeah, it's a nice place to sit. The pegs are in the standard position on this bike, obviously. Mine has lowered pegs on it, so I can get my feet and leg position lower, so it takes a bit of stress off my knees. I'm getting old now, you know, folks, so a lifetime of fencing and coaching fencing has taken its toll on the old knees. But it's not unpleasant. It's a really nice place to sit, and you do have a commanding view of the surrounding area. Screen is great, it's really readable. I don't know what it would be like with the sun behind you, but you've got the ability on this obviously to use Apple CarPlay, use the main screen for your sat nav, and you've got a little auxiliary screen underneath which tells you which gear you're in, speed you're doing. So you know, you can use your TFT screen for other things, which I think is a good idea. Has a USB port on one side, so you've got connectivity for your phone, for your Apple CarPlay or your Android, whatever the equivalent is on an Android phone. But it's a really nice place to sit. Yes, I could see myself owning one of these, maybe in the future. Now, it is fitted with quite a few accessories, this bike. It's got the optional foot lever, which allows you to use your foot to change gears if you put it in the manual mode, which I think's a good idea. You've got on the right hand grip, you've got your selection for your DCT, neutral button, automatic or manual button, the drive or sport button, and this, because it's electronic throttle, which is the main difference for mine, you've got cruise control as well. So quite a lot of spec to this bike, as you would expect being at the top of the range. So we're leaving it in drive this morning, and I can say there's a definite improvement over my 2017 model bike. The transmission seems to be smoother on this, because I think they've done a bit of work on first and second gears, and it's a definite improvement. And then alter it on the touch screen for more or less heat, which is good. As I say, you've got infinite adjustability on the suspension. I mean, it's quite a complicated system, and to learn it using the buttons or the touch screen. At the moment we're in tow, so it's probably on the lowest power setting. This also has a 6-axis IMU on it, so gets a lot of information to the computers and makes riding a doddle, really. I'm going to try and adjust the windscreen in a moment. I'm going to pull over, see what that adjustment's like. You can certainly feel that extra horsepower when you pull away. So this is an 1100cc or 1084cc. I think it's about 101 horsepower as opposed to my 94 horsepower on my 2017 model. So there we are. Under Africa Twin Adventure Sport. Want to have a sit, Tony? See what you think?
Well, you look comfy on it.
I tell you what, mate, it's surprising what 6 horsepower difference makes. It gets down the road. That stand leans over quite a bit. Yeah, I suppose. It's a nice looking thing, isn't it? Pardon?
Very nice.
It is, but it seems to be comfortable. As I say, compared to your GS, it's a good, nice touring bike. You feel like there's a lot of wind protection. It's a 24 litre tank, so a bit more fuel capacity. I've just stopped to try and adjust the windscreen. I think you just press these two buttons here, and this is an adjustable one, I think. Whereas opposed to, I think that's it. You can have it there or there, but you don't get a blast off it. That's the low position.
Can you adjust the front suspension?
It's, yeah, you can all do it through the TFT. It's infinitely adjustable, up and down, hard. The only thing I don't like about this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 10 seconds for it to fire up.
Will it not let you start engine until it's...
I didn't actually try. We can try. I don't think it will actually, but let's turn it off again. And let's see if we can actually start the engine. Yeah. So you've got...
There's so much of that.
You've got the auxiliary speedo and thing underneath, so until that fires up. So it was an interesting little discussion. Tony's got a 2020 R1250 GS TE, so it's quite a comparison really, but this, I've just got it in Sport 2 now, and it makes it a little more, holds the gears a little more, and it's more fun obviously. But yeah, I really like it. You know what they say, you shouldn't really ride demo bikes, but I'd certainly have one of these. And I think it's a bit iconic, the Africa Twin. I love the styling of it. I think it's one of the better looking adventure bikes. I mean, I think it rivals the Ducati Multistrada for looks. Now obviously looks are subjective, so you might not agree with me, but I really like the looks of this bike. As I say, it's got certain accessories on it. It's got a Givi Trekker top box on it. Yes, it's certainly a fun bike. Heated grips are working well. I should know how to turn them off now. But yeah, the screen's on the tallest setting now, and it's, you know, quite good at wind protection. It's at the right height. Obviously you have the handbrake lever on your left hand side edge, way out of reach, so you're not tempted to grab it using a clutch. I will select manual after and see if I can use this optional, I think it's about a £300 or £400 option of having actually have a foot shifter fitted. Well, I love all the gold accents on this bike, the gold bars, gold wheels, tubeless of course, which I think is a better option for touring. I'm just going to pull over now and stick it in manual. Stick that in manual, so hopefully I should be able to shift with my foot, and we can. So if you like a gear lever, operates really seamless, absolutely seamless. going through some twisties now. But yeah, it's very impressed with this bike. Like I say, having owned a GS 1200 GSTE, which is an excellent bike, it seems to have a bit more character. I like the feel of this. If I wasn't risking getting divorced, I'd even consider buying one. But I'm sure my darling wife Susan would hate that. So we'll wait for a while. Yes, it's what a cracking bike. The suspension's really nice. Of course, the Africa Twin carries a lot of its weight central. See what it's like going into it, so it's quite nice. Yes, you feel super confident on it, and you can really punch it out of the corner, which is really nice. Yeah, the Sport 2, it's quite aggressive on the down chains. It's just floating. This is quite a rough road, and it's just floating over the bumps, and the electronic suspension is amazing. It really is. It just seems to adapt to every road condition, which I suppose is the idea. My biggest complaint would be this massive switch gear on this left hand grip. I mean, it would take a bit of learning, but like I say, usually with these bikes you know, you learn it if you own one, and it's not a problem. Hope you'd leave a like if you like this road test. And come and join us on the next ride. I don't know where it'll be or what we'll be on. It might just be a ride in the countryside. But there are a couple of bikes I would hopefully going to test in the future. One of them would be the new CF Moto 800 MT. It seems like a real value bike. I should mention that this bike has self-cancelling indicators on it. Still, there's a lot of switch gear on here, and sometimes it's quite difficult to find the indicator stalk, but again, something you would get used to. That foot shift, if you like foot shifting, then it's certainly an option worth considering. Okay, so thank you for watching, and this is David from David Swordplay signing off, and I'll catch you on the next one.